Hey guys, this is lesson 2.2, the distributive property. So take out your notebook. Here are some notes. So I want you to write distributive property. To multiply a sum or difference, multiply each number within the parentheses by the number outside the parentheses. Now, so what this means is if I have A times the quantity of B plus C, I would do A times B, and then I'd do A times C, and I'd add them together. Or A times B and A times C, and I'd subtract them. It also works for addition and subtraction. This is pretty simple. We all could just do 3 times 2 and 3 times 6, or you could do 3 times 8. You'll get the same answer. However, you're going to need to know how to use this when you encounter 3 times the quantity of x plus 8. You don't know what x plus 8 is, so you're going to have to be able to use it when you see a letter or variable. All right, how is a distributive property useful? Well, number one, it can be used to multiply mentally. So 20 times 102. Well, nobody really knows what that is off the top of their head, so you do 20 times 100 and 20 times 2, and then you see that it's 2,000 plus 40, and your answer is 2,040. So try this one on your own and press pause. All right, so I would do 9 times 200, and then minus 9 times 1, because 200 minus 1 is 199. So 9 times 200 is 1,800, minus 9 times 1, which is 9, so you get 1,791. All right, next, how is the distributive property useful? So another thing is it can be used to multiply mentally. It's kind of what we just did. Here are these are story problems. Number one, it says, at the annual pancake breakfast, 397 people ate 4 pancakes each. How many pancakes were served? So you're going to do 4 times 397. So they're going to do 4 times 400 and then minus 4 times 3. So that is 4 times 400 minus 4 times 3 is 1,600 minus 12, and you get 1,588 pancakes. So try the next one on your own, and then push play, and we will go over it. All right, your club sold calendars for $7. Club members sold 204 calendars. How much money did they raise? So we're going to do $7 times 204. So that is 7 times 200 plus 4, which equals 7 times 200 plus 7 times 4. 7 times 200 is 1,400 plus 7 times 4 is 28. So you get 1,428 calendars were sold. All right, next. When you distribute papers in class, you give some to each classmate. Similarly, when you distribute a number over a sum or difference, you multiply each value within the parentheses by that number. So here is where you see a letter. Okay, so remember, use the little arrows. They always help. So I'm going to do -5 times 4x and -5 times -3. Here's a key thing that a lot of people don't remember, is that -3 makes that 3 a negative. So you have to keep them together. So -5, see what they did is they broke it up and put it in parentheses. -5 times -4x, and then minus -5 times 3. So -5 times 4x is -20x, which you can see right here, minus negative 15. So two negatives make a positive, but I cannot add or subtract a letter or an X with a number. They have to be the exact same unit. So when you have this answer, that's it. That's all you do. You don't have to do anything else because you cannot combine an X and a number. All right, so this one is 7 times the quantity of 2x plus 5. So you can draw your arrows going backwards also. So 7 times 2x is 14x, and then 7 times 5 is 35, and then you're done. You don't have to do anything else because you cannot combine them. So try these three on your own, and then we will go over. All right, number one, I'm going to draw my arrows. I'm going to do 2 times 7 and 2 times negative 3d, or minus 3d. So 2, look at, I'm showing my work. 2 times 7 is 14 minus 2 times 3d, which is 6d. And that is it. 14 minus 6d. Okay, next is 3 times 6x and 3 times 1. So I'm going to do 3 times 6x plus 3 times 1. 3 times 6x is 18x, and 3 times 1 is 3. So you get 18x plus 3. Some kids have a hard time seeing that you cannot add those and get 21x, but it's kind of like an apple and a banana. If this has a variable attached to it, it's a totally different thing. It's not just a plain 18. You cannot just add 18 and 3 and then combine them. It's a totally separate thing. So you have to keep them apart. So next one, negative 3 times 5t minus negative 3 times 2. Negative 3 times 5t is negative 15t, and then negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, so minus negative 6. Two negatives make a positive, so you get negative 15t plus 6. All right, last thing, the final way to use a distributive property. You can factor out a like factor to make a problem easier. So this says 8 times 15 minus 8 times 5. So 8 times 15 minus 5 would be 8 times 10, which is 80. So number one, let's try this one together and then you can try the next two. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 7 times 21 plus 9. You just add the parentheses piece. You add them together first to make your problem easier. So 7 times 30 is 210. So try the next two, push pause, and then we'll go over. Okay, so this one I'm going to put my 12 on the outside. I'm factoring this piece out because that's what they have in common. And then 52 minus 62 is negative 10. 52 minus 62, I could write it in here if you wanted to see that. 52 minus 62 is negative 10. So it's just 12 times negative 10, which is negative 120. Now the last one is the 7. You're going to factor out the 7. So you're going to do 16 minus 11. 16 minus 11 times 7. 16 minus 11 is 5 times 7 is 35. So that is it for your notes. Come to class and we will go over them and answer any questions you might have.